Kobe Bryant, a five-time NBA champion and one of basketball's most iconic figures, wasn't just a legend on the court. He was a visionary with a mission beyond the men's game. Moreover, he has eyes on a bigger mission, elevating women's basketball from courtside mentoring to breaking barriers. Kobe's impact was monumental, but what made him so different? He didn't just cheer from the sidelines. He rolled up his sleeves and worked to give the women's game the respect it deserved. Today on She Got Game, we're diving deep into how the Black Mamba's legacy still fuels the rise of WNBA and NCAA stars. Kobe's connection with women's basketball didn't start with his daughter Gianna, though her passion reignited his fire. Even before Gigi, he was already deeply involved in supporting WNBA stars and NCAA athletes. Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest WNBA players of all time, was one of the first athletes he mentored. Kobe gave her the nickname White Mamba, a reflection of her own dominance and killer instinct on the court. This wasn't just a name. It was an acknowledgement that women's basketball had its own icons worthy of the spotlight. His mentorship extended to players like Jewel Lloyd, Sabrina Ionescu, Gabby Williams, Katie Lou Samuelson, and Eriko Gunbowl. Sabrina Ionescu, in particular, shared a unique bond with Kobe. He saw a younger version of himself in her, a player with an obsessive drive to be the best. Kobe didn't just cheer her on. He worked with her, analyzed her game, pointed out areas to improve, and pushed her to elevate herself. When Sabrina became the first player in NCAA history to record 2,000 points, 1,000 assists, and 1,000 rebounds, it was a moment that screamed Mamba mentality. Kobe also understood the power of visibility. He wasn't just mentoring behind closed doors. He used his massive platform to promote the women's game. In 2019, he tweeted a detailed breakdown of Nafisa Collier's game, bringing national attention to her talent. It wasn't just about saying support the WNBA. It was about showing the world why these athletes deserve their flowers. When Kobe spoke, people listened, and his advocacy helped bridge the gap between the men's and women's games. A defining moment of his influence was the rise of the orange WNBA hoodie. Kobe rocked it unapologetically, and soon became a symbol of solidarity and respect for the league. NBA stars, celebrities, and fans followed his lead, making it one of the most iconic pieces of sportswear in recent years. The hoodie wasn't just a trend, it was a statement. Women's basketball belonged in the mainstream. Kobe's daughter Gianna, affectionately known as Mambacita, became the heart of his mission to elevate women's basketball. Gigi was a star in the making, with a game eerily similar to her dad's. Watching her passion and talent fuel Kobe's determination to create a better future for women in sports. He coached her team, studied film with her, and envisioned a world where the WNBA was as celebrated as the NBA. Gigi wasn't just his daughter. She was a symbol of the future he was fighting for. When tragedy struck in 2020, taking Kobe and Gigi from the world, the women's basketball community didn't just lose a supporter, they lost a champion. But his legacy didn't end there. The players he mentored, like Sabrina, Jewel, and Eriko, are now carrying the torch. They're not just playing. They're inspiring the next generation, just like Kobe inspired them. Jewel Lloyd summed it up perfectly. Kobe's legacy is way more than basketball. It's a lifestyle. Kobe Bryant's commitment to championing women's sports was unwavering. He became deeply involved with his daughter's basketball journey, coaching Gianna's youth team and regularly attending women's games, especially college matchups. Gianna, fascinated by the Yukon Huskies, was poised to carry on her father's legacy with dreams of playing at Connecticut and eventually in the WNBA. Despite criticism rooted in his controversial past, Kobe's dedication to the women's game never wavered. One image, now iconic in sports history, captures this perfectly. Kobe and Diana Taurasi sitting courtside at a 2019 Lakers game. Kobe wearing a bright orange WNBA hoodie, a symbol of his advocacy, while Gianna smiled beside him, their shared love for basketball shining through. Even now, Kobe's impact is everywhere. Every time you see a young girl working on her jumper or an athlete embodying the Mamba mentality, that's his influence. He wasn't just about being the best player. He wanted to make everyone around him better, including women athletes who hadn't always received the respect they deserved. At She Got Game, We celebrate Kobe's legacy and the incredible athletes continuing his mission. His influence turned women's basketball into more than a game. It became
I grew up
a
watching
movement.
Kobe Bryant, game after game, ring after ring, living his greatness without apology. I wanted to be just like him, to love every part of the competition, to be the first to show up and the last to leave, to love the grind, to be your best when you don't feel your best, and make other people around you the best version of themselves, and to wake up and do it again the next day. So that's what I did. Wake up, grind, and get better. Wake up, grind, and get better. I ask each of you, every girl dad, every human here with a voice, a platform, and a heart, to not let his sun set. Shine for us, for our sport where he once did. Invest in us with the same passion and drive and respect and love as he did his own daughter.
Well, Kobe Bryant has been selected as a member of the Hall of Fame class of 2020, and his legacy certainly will live on forever. There are countless on-court stories about Kobe, how he handled the ball, his shooting, the Mamba mentality. But perhaps his most recent work off the court is the inspiration that many will hold on to. As Maria Taylor and other voices of basketball tell us in the following story, women's basketball's biggest ally was Kobe Bryant.
We lost potentially the greatest ally that this sport could ever hope for.
He was the one that was providing legitimacy to our game. Other people didn't see that. He was changing that narrative.
I would say the most important imprint he's left is just having us feel equal. I mean, he believed in women's sports.
What defines a legacy? Is it stats, championships, a mindset? Kobe Bryant had it all. But for women's basketball, perhaps the most important thing he left behind is inspiration.
As a WNBA player, every day we face so many stigmas and stereotypes. That entire narrative that women are less than, women don't deserve visibility, that was going away with Kobe just simply walking into an arena and cheering us on.
He came to a lot of our games. He was at our All-Star game last year. He went to UConn games. Now that everyone knows how he was mentoring and sponsoring these elite women athletes in the WNBA, I think Kobe's legacy helps us be more innovative around that.
What can I say? Mamba out.
I think the minute he was finished playing, it was, okay, I took everything out of this game that I could possibly take. How do I help other players get better? This incredible amount of women's basketball players had a chance to work with him. And they came away thinking, he's a fan. And he wants us to get better. And he stays in contact with you. Hey, I watched you play the other night. Who does that? He did.
This was a second act, Kobe. Why would he say to Adam Silver, I don't want to talk about the NBA, I want to talk about the WNBA, and I want to meet the new commissioner.
It was just in his DNA to try to be great at everything. I think we only saw it through the lens of basketball for so long. He was like, okay, I'm transitioning from giving my all on the court to giving my all to my daughters.
Was huge for him. He wanted to be the best father, but also the best coach that he could. And so I think through his daughter, he was able to do that.
As we learn to accept what the sports world is like without him, one thing is certain. Kobe Bryant may have just been scratching the surface, and his legacy will continue to ignite the popularity of women's hoops.
He wanted to do more. He wanted to get more involved. He wanted to expand Mamba Academy and just add more layers to it. With those kids, the imprint is immeasurable. You know, they don't remember as much Kobe, the guy fist pumping because he just won an NBA championship. They remember him sitting on the bench trying to get them to be better.
He's always respected and co-signed our game. Him coming to our games, him bringing his daughter has truly helped our game grow in ways that we didn't even imagine. Now we have so many people that should be warriors and people that want to carry on his legacy forever. And that's the beauty in the tragedy.
Such a beautiful look at the lasting legacy Kobe Bryant had on the game of women's basketball. For more on Kobe, we want to send things back out to New Jersey to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert.
Thanks, Ryan. We all know that Kobe was a huge advocate of the WNBA and women and girls basketball, as you just saw. Some would say he was just getting started in what would have been a meaningful second act around that advocacy. And we all know that Gigi was on a course to play a role in the future of women's basketball. The WNBA would like to carry on their legacy, and I am honored to announce tonight the debut of the Kobe and Gigi Bryant WNBA Advocacy Award. This award will recognize an individual or group who has made significant contributions to the visibility, perception, and advancement of women's and girls basketball at all levels, like Kobe was so committed to doing. The Kobe and Gigi Bryant WNBA Advocacy Award is a call to action for advocates to use their time, talent, and platform to raise awareness for the game. The league and our partners will make a charitable contribution in the recipient's name to further advance the game. The WNBA and the Bryant family expect to announce the inaugural recipient of the award during the NBA All-Star Weekend in 2021. We look forward to seeing who will carry the torch in years to come. Thank you. WNBA out.
Might be up there with some of my favorite Kobe's. Those, the Bruce Lees, the Del Sols, the Grinches. Like, I'm a Kobe person. Everybody knows that. Like, it's the best shoe. It's not even close. I probably like the Kobe 6s the best, which are the ones I have on right now. I like the 5s as well, but the 6s are kind of my thing. So obviously just to wear his shoe, and obviously what Vanessa has done and their family has done, and continuing his legacy, not only obviously within his shoe, but just that whole foundation and just the Kobe brand is pretty incredible. So I feel very lucky and fortunate to not only represent Nike, but also their entire family.